of the largest families in New Mexico is giving thanks tonight. And I'll bet some of you are breathing a sigh of relief.
It's not easy cooking for all those relatives, cleaning up after them, and making sure they're having a good time.
Well, imagine going through that every day. That's what Larry and Carol Schreiber of northern New Mexico do, because their family totals 15. In tonight's special report on Big Families, I paid them a visit. The Schreibers live in the quiet beauty of San Cristobal, about a half-hour north of Taos, in what looks like a large but normal family home. Your first clue that all is not exactly normal is when you walk in the door. Enough hats and boots and mittens and shoes to fill a kindergarten cloakroom. Your second clue, the noise.
No, don't put it in your mouth, honey.
Lily's got H, and that's it.
It's not a
Nice shot. Let's go first.
Shut your back and go on there.
I got nothing. I got H. They were all gone this weekend, the kids. They were down in Albuquerque, and it felt like a ghost house. And in fact, sometimes even if just one or two of the kids, or three of the kids, or even just 4 or 5 of them are away, and we sit down, we feel like the house is empty, and we can still have 11 people around the table.
All those children around the table range in age from 2 years old to 20 years old. It's kind of a slow time for the Schreibers now because their 2 oldest boys are in college. Larry and Carol say it's the older kids who help out a lot in this 13-child, 1 dog, 2 goats, 1 horse, 1 bird household. Whether it's watching the little ones.
Like if my parents go out, I could babysit and just like kind of help my parents out and stuff.
Or driving them home.
Sometimes he takes off karate early, and so he can pick me up at ballet, which is pretty nice.
Or translating. Lest you think these responsible children are all superhuman, let me also point out they're pretty normal. Photographer Carrie Moots followed 3 of the boys into a closet.
I just want to know, what are you guys doing in here?
Eating.
We're eating food that we didn't want anyone else to see us eating, so that's why we're in here.
So this is kind of like, is this the guys hang out in here? Or?
No, this is the food stowaway.
Now, 3 of the children were born to the Schreibers. 10 were adopted. Why do they do it, and why do they want more? I'll tell you at 10.
I'm curious, how do the children get the attention of their parents when there's a problem?
Well, Larry and Carol say, first of all, they try to stay sensitive to the children's needs, and also they have something called a family meeting, so that if any child or the parent is having a problem, something they want to discuss, they call this family meeting, they all sit around and they talk about it.
So if it's a typical family, a lot of meetings going on.
Probably.
Thank you. Up next, Bill blows in with the weather.
He has a
second trip to Plymouth, Massachusetts this summer, then maybe write a book.
You're about to meet a New Mexico family that has 13 big reasons to be thankful on this holiday. Their children. 3 were born to Larry and Carol Schreiber of San Cristobal. 10 adopted. On my special report tonight, the parents of this large clan tell us why they chose to have such a large family and how they handle it. Black children, Anglo children, Hispanic children, Indian children. Even Korea and Cambodia are represented in this household, and they all call this woman Mom.
Well, we make a point of learning about their culture and then having books available, bringing movies into the house, talking about what's currently happening in whatever country they came from.
Talking itself was tough for several of the children when they became Schreibers because they didn't speak English. Add tutoring to the list of parental duties.
Now he's painting the number 5. You know, that's the number 5? That's the number of how old you are.
All this parenting started for this couple from New York 17 years ago with their oldest son, Matthew.
I was an intern at the time, and Carol worked at the pediatric ward at the University of New Mexico. And he was in a situation where he needed a home, and it worked out well.
Schreiber is now a doctor in Taos. If he and Carol have any worries at all about having 13 kids, it's financial, like the $225 a week grocery bill.
I buy 100 pounds of flour at a time, 50 pounds of white and 50 pounds of whole wheat.
Every once in a while, financially, you know, you get a little concerned. I make a good living and I work hard, and if I'm, you know, laid up for a little while with this or that, or I don't work for a few days, I get a little nervous about it.
Any regrets? The parents and the children say no. In fact, the family may get even larger.
My husband and I both have admitted to each other that we don't necessarily feel like we're done.
Oh, my goodness. When will you stop?
I'm hoping I'll know that it's time to stop. I don't know. Yeah, I think we're close.
And I want to thank photographer Kerry Moots for all his fine work on that series.
I have to wonder, how do the parents get any privacy?
That's what I thought, that they must never have any time together. And apparently every night at 8 o'clock, the older children are in their rooms, the younger children are in bed, and the parents have said, this is our private time unless there's an emergency. Please leave us alone for a little while.
And they're asleep on the couch by 8. Thank you.